salué tout le monde qui branché dans le moment ça, qui a suivi l'émission Koze Fanm TV avec Zami Guylène Berry. Et jeudi, nous gagnons un invité spécial qui va le faire causer ensemble avec nous, surtout dans les affaires l'école. Et nous connaissons dans Miami Dade County et dans tout le pays, gagnons un pile parents, jeudi, qui gagne un petit challenge ensemble avec Timoun. Parce que y a un parent qui gagne un Timoun petit, yo connaît que gens que c'est difficile pour yo capable non seulement joindre programme pour yo capable mettre Timoun yo, et en même temps tout utiliser computer, technologie pour assurer que petit yo gagne éducation que y a cherché. Comme nous connaissons déjà, nom c'est Guylène Berry depuis en 2006, moi j'ai une émission dans la radio qui relait Koze Fanm Radio. Ce jeudi, on a bien joindre nous sur Koze Fanm TV pour nous capables assurer que nous aidons nous joindre ressources avec informations pour aider nous avancer dans la communauté. So, on a parlé de l'école primaire, secondaire, kindergarten, parce que je ne dis nous connaissons pile dans famille haïtienne qui pas parler créole, qui pas comprendre technologie et je ne dis nos parents, nos professeurs, nous travaillons dans caille, un pile challenge sur nous. So nous gagnons ensemble avec nous board member, school board member Dorothy, Bendross, Mindingall qui a un doctoral en éducation. So, Dr Dorothy Bendross Mindingall va adresser une série d'informations, une série d'issues qui a affecté nous directement dans la communauté. Et il va dire nous qui côté tout district 2 les couvrir dans la communauté. So, nous tous qui a suivi Koze Fanm TV, m'a informé nous de émission ça, li là pour capable éduquer et porter information pour aider ou avancer dans la vie. Et n'a porté l'espoir sur les ondes depuis en 2006. Et songez, like page Facebook nous, qui c'est Koze Fanm Network, et nous avons souhaité que nous like page tout sur YouTube, c'est Koze Fanm Show ou bien Guylène Berry Official. So, jeudi, ou même qui a suivi nous, nous avons souhaité que vous preniez note et puis invitez l'autre monde pour capable venir suivre. Pendant que nous gagnons School Board Member, Miami Dade County, District 2, Dr Dorothy Bendross Mindingall, qui va partager quelques informations ensemble avec nous sur qui gens que nous avons doué et des petits à avancer et progresser dans le système d'éducation dans le pays par ici, surtout dans Miami Dade County. And good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening, Dr.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. And I'm well because,
Amen.
it's tough times, it's challenging times for a lot of people, especially the parents that have children in the school system. And I know that you face with many questions and challenges being the school board member of District 2 in Miami-Dade County. So how are you doing?
I'm doing extremely well. I always tell individuals that I'm born to do this. There are those who think that I should be doing something else, but I always wonder what else is there. The blessing that I have is that I believe I'm a born teacher. And when you say teacher, you always say learners. When you say learners, you're thinking, that must be children. And so I've been blessed to do children and of course, adults. I'm just a teacher and I don't shy away from it. As you said earlier, sometimes it becomes a challenge, but it's always hard until someone else does it. However, that's what you should do as an individual. I am doing fine.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and making sure that you share your resources, your life, yourself, your knowledge for education, especially in Miami-Dade County. So I know that Dr. Bendross Mindingall, that you represent District 2 in Miami-Dade County School Board. So where does that cover? And I know that a lot of children of Haitian descent goes to your district. So tell us more.
I'm going to tell you what it covers, and I'm talking about my Haitian children. Yeah. It covers, let's go south to 5th Street, and let's go north to about 135th in certain areas. And
Mhm.
let's go west to 37th Avenue and the east to the beach.
Okay.
All of that covers District 2. And within that district, I probably have more Haitian children than all of the districts combined. I said probably. So there are some of our Haitian family members who've moved in other areas, but still, I was visiting a school last Monday, we were all there. And it was my joy because almost every child in that school is Haitian, Morningside,
Mm.
Morningside. And I learned today that, and I think Keno, I don't know if Mary was on, but Keno, and I heard this reporter talking about the children at Morningside. And she said that majority of the children, 90% of the children are on free and reduced lunch. And remember, I said almost all of them are Haitian American. So we have to put a whole lot of energy and effort in schools in that enclave who are of Haitian American descent or Haitian Americans. We have to look out for them because I heard that. When I heard that, I made a note.
Mhm.
We're getting ready to go upon spring break real soon, but that is going to be one of my efforts because it is a concern. What is really happening to the children and the enclave?
Yeah.
That's Little Haiti, Morningside. You know the area. I've got to get in there and see how well they're doing and what we are doing to make them well.
So, talking about reduced lunch, who is qualified to have reduced lunch? And you said 90% of the
That's
children.
90% of the children.
Yes.
90% of the children.
What qualifies
Uh,
to be in the
Go
reduced
ahead.
lunch at school?
Say that again.
Qualifies someone or a child to be in a reduced lunch program at school?
Well, it happens to hinge upon the income of the poverty level. And most of the children who are on free and reduced lunches, I would say their parents make little or no money, but
Hmm.
it's a federally funded program. So right now, all of our children are on free breakfast. And all of them, every child in Dade County can get free breakfast. And pretty much those who want to, we don't, no child goes hungry. They can get lunch. So it used to be strict. Um, um, it used to be a strict kind of a situation where children had to be at a certain poverty level. And sometimes it is, but if a child does not have the money, the families don't have the income, they will be fed.
Hmm. So for our friends that are listening, watching right now, so would you encourage everybody to make sure that they fill out the form?
They
For
must fill out a form.
Mhm.
And from that form, we work on them being insured. We work on them being insured. It's a form that we get like the first day of school. The first day of school. And on that form, you get a lot of information. You get the income, the number of people in the household, the educational status of parents. It's one form that they don't have to fill out as they used to many forms. All of that information
Mhm.
is captured on that one form. And most of our Haitian American family members come not knowing how to fill out that form. So that's why we have to make sure that we have Haitian American individuals in the schools when they come,
Mhm.
so that we can make sure that they get the help that they need to fill out the forms.
Okay, interesting. So, school board member, a lot of people they don't want to fill out forms because they're afraid that their information might be used to get deported, And some of the parents, they are not legal immigrant in this country. So
I know.
is there any scrutiny, or should they be feared that that information will fall into the hands of the Homeland Security or ICE?
No, absolutely not. We have covered that. We have covered that. We have made sure that it's confidential, and no one wants to get in trouble for leaking that kind of information. I know all of that. We have ensured, or the principals will ensure that these kinds of documents are confidential. Then they let their teachers know that it is illegal, to say the least, for them to report anything. The ICE people know that they cannot come into a school and get a child for any reason. We have taken care of that, and all the listeners should know that they have no fear. Let's just say right now that we don't have, as you said, some children in school. I would tell my Haitian brothers and sisters, put them in school. They are protected. And believe it or not, we have some kind of security at every one of our schools. All schools have security. So tell them they do not have to worry about their children being, in light of the conversation we're having, snatched from our schools. I always say, I wish I get a call for one of my Haitian children having difficulty because their parents might not be legal and someone is going in the school. I wish they would. And I mean it.
That I know.
Okay.
I know. And
okay, they are protected. Go ahead.
And we're glad that we have someone like you as an elected official to make sure that our children get the information, the resources, and the education needed so they could do better in life, or even
absolutely
excel.
Absolutely.
And as parent myself, a lot of times we're worried for our children, and that's one of the worries that I'm glad that the parents of Haitian descent do not have to deal with, because we have enough issues going on in this era where there is a pandemic going on, and people have real problems, and that will be an additional problem for them. And having
I know
for that, at least the security matter.
Guylène, Mary just sent me something. Mary, let me know if I got it right, to get all the information about signing on for free and reduced lunches, nutrition, daveschools.net.
Yes, please.
Is that
share.
it? Okay, good.
Yes,
good.
Go ahead and share it with us. So if someone would like some information, they can write it down. So share the information that Mary just sent you, school board member.
Okay, Mary, can you send it to Guylène?
Because we're gonna be.
We want to make sure. Mary?
Yes, I'm sending it now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Yes. Very good. Okay.
Yes.
So we can have that.
This is
Thank
TV.
you.
So yes, we'll definitely be able to share that on the screen so people can see the information that is being shared on Koze Fanm TV right now. And the other question that I have, a lot of parents are afraid to send their children to school, and they are doing homeschooling still. But some parents, they're parents, not teachers. What message do you have for those parents that are afraid to send their kids to school right now?
So you're saying that they're afraid to send them to school, but they cannot teach them what they need to know.
Yes, but they're trying the homeschooling system.
Exactly. And we have a lot of that. They don't know, they don't think about it, but they're the very first teachers. But many of them have not been trained to do what little that their children can gain from their training.
Hey, ou te deja fe deklarasyon taksou?
Yeah, ak Boire Tax Pro. Epi, li te ale gwo.
Moi préparé à et rempli déclaration taxe moi tête moi. Et puis li gratis pour toute famille qui gagne un revenu annuel qui moins passé 66 000.
Est-ce qu'on peut imaginer ça? Li gratis.
Wow, ça gros. Qui j'en te dit non yo te?
Bravo Tax Pro. Si vous avez besoin d'assistance pour préparer taxe ou yo, juste relais 954 678 68 82. Bravo Tax Pro. Simplement go à cool. C'est un service qui est gratis. Il y a restriction là-dedans.
Hello, nom moi c'est Maître Béatrice Cazo dans cabinet Cazo & Associates. Nous localisés dans Sud Floride. Nous représentons clients dans droit de famille, divorce, child support, domestique violence et clients qui impliqués dans accident de voiture, glissé, tombé et blessé. Pour tout besoin légal, relez-nous 305 614 0702 305 614 0702. Adresse nous c'est 633 Northeast 167e Street dans North Miami Beach, Florida. Porte nous c'est 1025 Suite 1025. Merci.
Preferred Family Care, yon clinique qui bay bon service santé dans la communauté depuis plus que 10 l'année. Dr Patrick Comeus, yon docteur qui chargé avec expérience, board certified dans médecine interne, qui a en pile compassion et en pile patience pour tout le monde capable de gagner bonne santé dans la communauté. Dans Preferred Family Care, nous parlons créole et nous comprenons qu'il y a haïtien bien. Preferred Family Care, référence clinique Paula, ak moun ko reme. Relais Chaudia puis un rendez-vous dans 305 548 85 30. Nous tendez numéro 1 305 548 85 30 et nous acceptons toute assurance et même si vous pas d'assurance, nous sommes capables d'aider. Preferred.
Koze Fanm, Koze Fanm, Koze Fanm.
Guylène Berry, you're doing good.
Pour information et publicité, contactez-nous sur sacpassemedia.com.
We had a long discussion yesterday at the board just about what we're talking about. You know, will the schools be clean? Well, the custodians and all will do what they can if they have what they need in their toolbox. Called me. They will be going into schools next week. So I asked him to send me a list of at least 5 schools. Guess what? I'm going to dress myself up, cover myself up, and I'm going in the schools with them.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Then, you know, I can say, Guylène, this is what I found. You can talk about it if you choose, but the schools better be clean. Because some parents have sent their children back to school, but if they're not clean, I'm with the parents. Don't send them.
Exactly. And now more than ever, cleanliness.
More than ever. So we're going to do that. My team had not heard this either. You're the first person I'm telling, Guylène. We are going to be in the schools as soon as we get a list of them, and then we're going to cover ourselves. And we're going to, you know, for protection, and we're going in to see, they better not send the kids into a school that's not sanitized.
Yes.
Better not. Yes.
And safety is key, especially nowadays. And if a parent cares for their children, they know how important it is for their kids to be clean. And the school that they're going to spend the time there, that is also very important, that the kids, they know what's necessary and doing the necessary as the school board member and staff to make sure that our kids are safe.
We're going to do it.
Yes.
And we'll let you know. So when you're doing your shows, you can just plug that in, thought you'd like to know to your parents, just thought you, so tell them. And we'll visit the schools, and I'm gonna try to they think that I will do whatever I say I will do. They should know that we've got to have parents to be part of these committees. I'm telling you, Guylène, you ask not, and I think I've told you long time ago, you ask not, you get not.
Yes, nou tande Haïtien, zanmin Haïtien nou yo, parents Haïtien nou yo. En pile fois, nou pa jwenn parce que nou pa mande. And thank you for sharing that with us, a school board member, because
Okay.
a lot of times we tend to be shy.
Yes.
And we tend to think that if we ask, people will know that we are poor. And a lot of different and other communities are getting resources because they ask.
Absolutely.
And this
Absolutely.
is a country of opportunities. Et
Yes.
que nous-mêmes qui suivent, nous bénéficier de opportunités ça yo pour tête nous, pour petit nous. Et comme ça nous capable croiser la misère. And so, nous besoin ressources, nous besoin assistance, nous demander. Si nous pas demander, nous pas joindre. Et pendant que nous parlé de ça tout, si nous aller sur website là, c'est deadschools.net. Nous joignent un pile d'autres ressources tout pour aider nous, assister nous avec Timoun yo. Et si petit nous dans district 2, nous aller sur district 2 et puis nous joignent information que nous chercher, que nous demander pour nous capables aider Timoun yo puis bien aider tête nous tout en tant que parents. So, school board member.
Yes, my dear.
What will be your last word or final thought for this segment on Koze Fanm?
Well, first of all, thank you. I can't touch you and give you a hug, but you know I love you dearly, and thank you for having us on. I have my whole team, and
Yes.
I know they're thinking, so this is what it's like to be put in the hot seat and a journalist asks you questions. This is what it's like. But my final words for especially my Haitian American children and parents, let them know, as you know, I love them like a rock, which means I love them hard. Please tell them I haven't changed in all of these years. I am still the state representative that got on the back of a pickup truck with a megaphone to let the people know that these are my people on 79th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Many of them will know where that is. Tell them I don't change, because the only thing that's missing from me being a Haitian, I don't have my papers. That's all I need.
You're gonna need passport to go to Haiti.
I know. I'll get my papers, okay? and I can't wait for the next time. Okay.
Dorothy Bendross Mindingall dit nous pensons que li remet nous et depuis le que le state representative, il était toujours là pour nous et journée jodi la continuer là pour nous pour assister nous, aider nous et en même temps tout assurer que nous joignent information avec ressources que nous besoin pour nous capables évoluer et grandir dans la communauté. Thank you so much, school board member.
Thank you. All right, guys, you did well. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Have a good evening, Guylène, okay?
Thank you. Et amis nous qui branché qui a suivre Koze Fanm TV. Merci en pile de ce que nous été branchés et songez suivre nous sur radio sur Koze Fanm radio. Côté que vous capable de joindre plus d'informations toujours tous les mardis, mercredis, jeudi à partir de 3h jusqu'à 4h. Et pour plus d'informations, nous capable aller sur sacpassemedia.com et le nous aller sur sacpassemedia.com, nous capable d'entendre des émissions Koze Fanm tout de 3h à 4h, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, le nous clique on listen live et songez like nous sur Facebook nous et subscribe sur YouTube et chaîne YouTube nous, c'est Guylène Berry Official ou bien Koze Fanm Show. Mais jusqu'à ce que nous t'endions encore, investir dans tête nous pour demain meilleur. Nom c'est Guylène Berry, moi-même nous toutes et à bientôt.